football game. Arizona State, outstanding offense. You know, we've been looking for some consistency offensively, and we knew that in coming into this game, we had to control the football and keep that offense off the field. I thought we started the game on a long drive, which kind of set the tone for the game and limiting some possessions for them. And I think that really helped kind of set us into a flow offensively. And then defensively, I thought we played very well. They're a very difficult offense to defend. They do so many things very well. Kelly is difficult to keep in the pocket, and when he gets outside, he's got outstanding receivers. Grice, the back. It's just a difficult offense to defend, and I thought we did a pretty darn good job. Probably would like to have the last drive back there, but that's why Arizona State's a pretty darn good offense. So really good football game. With that, I'll open to questions.
Take a question on the front left, and again, your name and your affiliation, please.
Tim Priester, Irish Illustrated. Brian, you expressed a lot of confidence in your defense going into this week, saying that you thought it was good enough to win the rest of your games. What led you to that confidence? What did you see in practice this week?
I don't think, Tim, it was just this week. I just felt like we were getting better. Not to the level where we feel like we have arrived. We think there's a lot left out there that needs to get better. Certainly disappointed to lose Jared Grace today. It looks like he's probably going to be lost for the season. But Danny Fox went in there, played very well for us. So I just felt like we had not yet put together a consistent effort. We saw a pass rush today that we hadn't seen most of the year, which obviously changes the way we look defensively. I thought we triggered much better in the secondary, tackled much better as well. And I guess to go strictly to your question, I just felt like the personnel that we had was getting better, and we were starting to come together as a unit.
Question on the outside right.
Hi, Coach.
Name
Lynn
and affiliation, please.
Lynn Gilbert, New Indy Nation and Indiana Ducks. It seems some of the seniors attacked this game with some more intensity. T.J. Jones, Prince, Dan Fox, Bennett Jackson all made huge plays. Did you see this coming based on post-Oklahoma practices?
I don't know that there was any more intensity in the group. I just, as we've talked about, we just needed to make more plays, the little things. And all week we've talked about making the ordinary plays. And TJ would tell you he just ran good routes and did what he was asked to do across the board. So those are our guys that have to step. If we're going to win games, those guys have to play well. If they're not going to play well, we're going to struggle. So I don't know that there was any more that we saw in practice. I think we've continued to be who we are week in and week out.
Question on the left.
JJ Stankovitz, Comcast Sportsnet. Yeah. The way the defense responded after Brindza's field goal there, with Prince getting the sack and then Matthias with the interception, just how encouraging is that to see the defense come up with that kind of an effort that late in the game to basically secure the win?
Well, again, I think we all remember what we saw last year defensively, salting away games, and we feel like our defense is continuously getting better. We're not there yet. Again, I highlight the last drive. I know Coach Diaco wasn't happy with the last drive. I had to cheer him up a little bit in the locker room. But certainly we feel like the defense, with a good pass rush, playing good technique in the back end, that we can do those kinds of things.
Front row on the right.
Robin Valatudo, KVCE. Coach Kelly, talk about playing in such a grand venue as AT&T Stadium and what it means having the momentum built off of tonight's win flowing into your bye week.
Well, it's certainly the Shamrock Series here in North Texas really, I think for our university was a great experience. We didn't know what to expect in this stadium because, you hear things like 100,000 and But it just feels like a great venue. The fans seem to be close. It is loud in here. We actually struggled at times, as you saw, with some penalties and false starts, even with a pretty pro Notre Dame crowd in here. It is loud. It is a terrific venue for a college football game. And I'm happy to hear that college football is going to be back here next year. So just a great venue. North Texas is great, and the Shamrock Series is a great success for our university here.
Question on the front left.
Brian, Tim O'Malley with Irish Eyes.
Right.
Right here.
Oh, there. I'm sorry.
I know you need to push it in there when it's 27-all, but talk about having Kyle Brindza. He's now 11 for 11 in the fourth quarter in his career kicking field goals.
Yeah, I would say that he's a pretty clutch guy in the fourth quarter. You know, he missed one early, but you got to look at his track record, and you obviously have done your research. He just has that, you know, that feeling that he's a clutch player for us, and he has been since he's been here. And we feel like, you know, he started us off well with the 52-yarder, and you know, got us the lead for the first time. And you know, again, he's that kind of player for us. We can really rely on him.
TJ Jones gave you a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he was. You know, they couldn't defend him, and you know, again, similar to you know, the last few weeks, a lot of man-to-man coverage. Their choice was to, you know, make it difficult to run the football. But, you know, I thought we did a better job, 145 yards rushing, 279. You know, that's a little bit better mix with the kind of pressure defense that Arizona State brought today. I think that's a little bit better in terms of where we want to be. So we got better today offensively.
Got a question on the aisle right.
Coach, Eric Smith, the State Press. Tommy Reese has been facing a lot of criticism recently, especially on things like Twitter and things like that. Do you feel like with his performance tonight, he was able to silence some of those critics?
No, they'll still be there.
We got a question on.
Dan Murphy, Blue and Gold Illustrated. What was the difference in the pass rush tonight, and specifically with Prince, who seemed like he had a kind of a breakout?
You know, I just think that week in and week out, they have. Well, I'll back up and be a little bit more detailed with you. Oklahoma and their game plan, the ball came out extremely fast. The ball came out quickly. We were just that close. Michigan State, same thing. I mean, the ball was coming out of their hands. This was a lot more. They wanted to get down the field, a lot more vertical routes. It takes a little bit longer for their routes to develop. And this was the first time that we really got into a true drop-back passing game. And the more drop-back passing game that we see, we're going to get home. And tonight we were able to.
And then secondly, I know you mentioned this a little bit in your opening, but the focus all week was on doing those little tiny different things, small things. How did you think your guys did with that this week?
You know, I'll have to take a look at it. That's kind of more of a big picture, you know, more of what I wanted them to focus on. I think it was more about of a message of how close we are to winning football games consistently. So I think that's something I'll have to kind of watch some film before I can answer that, you know, clearly.
Outside left.
Pete Sampson, Irish Illustrated, a couple personnel guys. Ben Koyuk tonight to build on last week with the touchdown.
Yeah.
What does that do for him? And then also Jalen Smith's play, particularly matched up against a team that likes to hit the field, sort of the running backs, and how do you feel like he did tonight?
He is he's in a very difficult position. Matter of fact, they even started to crack down on him with their number 2 receiver. We have to, you know, replace because now people are actually trying to count for him because he's a difficult guy to block. He's got great speed. You saw him and his ability to track down Kelly in the open field. He's a very important player now within our defense. They got the ball outside us a couple of times, but he's getting better each and every week. His recognition of what's going on is really where we're seeing big progress with him. As it relates to Ben Koyuk, confidence is the big thing here. He's gaining confidence week in and week out.
Question on the front right.
Robin Valentino, KVCE again. Coach, talk about the production you're getting out of TJ Jones and Reese, 135 yards tonight.
Well, TJ is our big play guy. I mean, he's somebody that we have to rely on. Tommy and TJ have come through this program together. whereas sometimes we misfire with some of the other younger receivers, and I think you probably saw that at times. Him and T.J. Jones are right on the same page, and when he's in trouble, he's looking for T.J. Jones. So I think they came in together as freshmen, they've played together as freshmen, they've grown through this program together, and when he needs a throw, he's looking for T.J. Jones.
Question on the front left.
Brian Bob Winicky, South Bend Tribune. Any update on what happened to Daniel Smith?
Fractured ankle.
Out for the year, I'm assuming.
I don't have that. My guess is that would be the case.
Question on the aisle right. Put your hand up so we can see you. There you go.
Down the middle. Sean Stiers, IrishSportsDaily.com. I was going to go there, but then just to confirm, Jarrett, was it his knee?
No, he has a fractured leg. He'll stay here for observations overnight, and we'll have more for you on both those injuries, but they look to be fairly significant.
Further questions for Kyle?